Hello everyone, welcome to Nighttime Coffee with Anjali and Dhruv. Today is going to be our first episode and we are going to talk about ourselves only. Yeah, because it's an
Yeah,
introductory episode
right.
and let's see how good we are going to make it.
Yeah. Let's start with
So,
today.
we can start with introducing ourselves. My name is Dhruv Sailor and I am a technical marketing specialist. Anjali, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Anjali and I'm an electrical engineer as a profession.
I would love to start with you, Anjali. Would you please tell our viewers what you have done as an electrical engineer? Like what kind of position you must have hold in the past to work as an electrical engineer?
Let's start with that. Let's start with the journey before that, before the professional life started.
Okay, that's a good start, by the
Yeah,
way.
right. Before that, I studied electronics engineering.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 4 year course. In my last year, we have to make a project on something,
Mm-hmm.
and it should be industrial or you can do by yourself. Like two
Okay,
types of projects we can do.
right.
So
So you mean industrial defined project and user defined project? Is that it?
yes.
I actually don't know what exactly it is called, but I know that there are two types. I myself studied from Gujarat Technical University, and that's what we had so far. And to be honest, it was really hard to get IDP just because you have to get an approval from the company first. For that, you have to get the letter from your college professor, or usually it is provided by your project guide. But doing those two things simultaneously, because that's what we had as a problem whenever we go to get some IDP projects, industrial defined projects. Like every time professor would ask to get the approval from the company, and the company would ask, if you want to work on this project, get the approval from the professor. So it's like a government office pretty much.
Right.
And that's why we didn't actually try and opt for it most of the times. How was your experience? Was it IDP or UDP?
I did IDP
Oh, that's
luck
impressive.
by chance because I didn't thought about that doing IDP project,
Hmm.
but somehow I managed to do that. It was because my brother's friend
Right.
and his brother was working in a one small company, and we talked about my project to that, and they said we are okay, you can work with us on that project, and they give some good ideas about that, and
Hmm.
then we started.
So, from what I know, in IDP, or you have to identify where you can improvise on a particular industrial process. From what I know, like, did you guys do that, or it was just given to you by the whoever is in charge in the company?
They asked us, do you have any uh, ideas for project, but we didn't have anything, and they suggested 2 to 3 projects.
Okay.
So that
Yes.
way we end
Right.
up with the one project.
But did you improvise something in particular for some sort of
Yeah,
industrial or
yeah,
manufacturing project?
yeah. They didn't have that kind of project before, so
Mm-hmm.
it was really new idea.
Mm-hmm.
They want to improvise their product.
Okay. Did they end up implementing it?
No, they
That's
are
the
still
problem.
they
That's
are
the
still
problem with all these IDP projects. Like we work really hard for 6 months. We do all our research, and then company just doesn't end up
using that.
implementing it.
Yeah,
And maybe that is main reason why company don't easily approve us for IDP, because they do know that they're not gonna have that kind of budget most of the times to actually implement that in the process and gain some benefit out of it, which kind of waste their time and yours as well on
right.
that particular topic. Of course, you do learn something, and you're definitely going to get some good marks
Yeah,
if you have IDP
right.
on your final year. But That is the fundamental problem, that they don't actually implement it most of the times. So on your project, like what did you exactly do? Would you be able to disclose a little bit about it?
I worked on the
So you, so what exactly did you improvise? Was it the communication between
yes.
two?
It
Oh, so you replaced the analog signal to the digital one.
yes, digital to wire transmitter.
Right,
We made
right.
that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what else did you did? Like, how did you get a job after that? Was it really helpful for getting a job?
After finishing that project, that industrial people are very happy with our work,
Okay,
and they are going to offer us a job. But
right.
at that time I was not sure about that, whether I want to take it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I, after finishing my study, I looked for the job because I want to go for with the big companies.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then uh, uh, I tried a 6 month for
Mm-hmm.
giving interview in different industries, but it didn't work out. And
So, so what was what was exactly, you did mention that you went for the big company. Like, what was the motivation for that? Like, was it something special about the big company? Is it just like a good salary package, or was it something else?
as an engineer, we always think about that big companies will give you good salaries, and they
Yeah, that is
and that
true.
will build our, and big in working with the big company we can
Mm-hmm.
build a good career.
Right.
We were thinking about that.
In terms of salary, this is something that I would like to mention as a technical marketing specialist. Like, I have studied so many businesses so far, and this is something I noticed. It's a misconception that all the big companies are going to give you a good salary. Sometimes it's a matter of budget. Of course, big company mostly has more budget on the engineering and marketing and all those departments, because they have a huge market share, and that's why you get way more salary than a small company. But sometimes even small company do earn enough money. I mean, people are more efficient than you think in some of the corporations, and over there you can get a really good salary as well. So it's, I don't think it's a matter of a big company or small company, but sometimes you just try your luck everywhere and see what works for you, right?
Right.
So anyway, like, what position did you work on?
After 6 months, I was end up doing. I gave up that thing, and I
Oh, you because you
approached.
didn't wanted to work for the small company, yeah, right?
Yeah,
And
but at the end, I joined the small company where I did the project work
okay, so you
as
ended
a
up going
research and,
there
yeah,
as a what?
as a research and development engineer.
Research and development engineer. So you've basically done the research work, right?
Yes.
That's interesting. Would you like to tell our viewers? Because I know that there are so many science aspirants out there who actually want to work for research, who actually want to work for research field, and maybe as a research engineer or researcher. Maybe some of them are inspired to do their PhD, so they would love to know more about how to get a job there, and what exactly do you have to have in terms of skill set, your mindset and qualification.
Okay. If you want to go in a research field, then let first of all you have to look for the companies who are giving the position as a research.
Yes, that is correct.
In general, uh, people have to have a reading ability, deep reading ability, and implementing every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about reading anything and all that thing. It's about how well you are implementing that reading.
Right. So it's just accumulating lots of knowledge is not going to be enough. Of course, you have to do it. You have to read a
A
lot.
lot.
You have to know everything that you can about that particular topic, or I would say about that particular problem that you are facing. But you have to also understand how to implement that knowledge in that. That is one thing that everybody need to notice, is that your fundamental has to be clear about all the topics,
Right.
right?
Right. If
Okay.
we want to work in a manufacturing company, you
Mhm.
don't need to learn every single thing
But you
about.
do need to know what you are doing over there, right?
Yeah, but in a
For that
research field,
particular
you
thing.
have to learn every single thing
Hmm.
thoroughly.
Okay, so it's a deep understanding.
Yes.
That's the golden nugget that we can get
Right.
from in terms of skill set that you need to have
Yes, for
for
going
a
for a
researcher, right?
yes.
Okay, that's great. um so how exactly, I know that it is tough, like there might be like 1,000 people who are interested in working as a researcher. It's a dream job for so many people, but how exactly do we get a job in those positions? Would you like to elaborate on that as well? Maybe
You can
LinkedIn.
use company portal as well, and you can also send them email send
Yeah,
them email of your resume, and you want to do research job because you are interested in this and that thing, and you have done this much research as well. You need to show that thing as well.
I think I have a little bit of different opinion about how to do this kind of niche job hunt. See, these research engineer and researchers, those positions are very niche in the market. Not many people are doing it. And from what I have learned in marketing, this is something that I've noticed. If you want to have a niche market on your side, what you do is try and be different. Now, everybody knows that people are sending an email, and that's how people are usually getting a job. Apply on the job portals, send a personalized email. But how do you differentiate yourself from the crowd? And in that case, people are actually forgetting the actual 101 of marketing. Like, see, marketing is not just about some product or service, it's about market yourself as well in the industry. And the way we do it is, for example, and this is something that I haven't talked about with many people, but what you can do is, just in order to differentiate yourself, you can personalize a letter to particular employer, and then, and maybe send them a postcard, or and maybe send them a physical copy of your proposal, your cover letter, and your resume to that particular employer on his name. Now, it's easier to find whoever is going to be the actual manager in that department. With LinkedIn and everything out there, you can identify the name, and you already know where they are working, so you can get the company address as well. And it is better to do this with your local uh, companies, local manufacturers, local
Customers also.
facilities. Over there, you can just send a physical copy of your application, because that will, in a way, differentiate between you and other candidates. It would definitely impact, because nowadays mostly extremely important letters are coming physically to you in your mailbox, and your emails are getting spammed all the time. At that case, this strategy might be really really helpful if you want to get some eyeballs on your application as well. And eventually, if you keep doing it at least 4 5 letters a day, you just need to go to a post office after you graduate. Maybe you can easily get in without any trouble, and you can easily get that potential employers' attention to this method. So please try it and let me know how did it go in the comment section as well. I would love to hear about it. And every single episode you are going to get some sort of out of the box advices like this that can really help you build your career. Let's just get back on the topic itself. So
Because
what exactly did you like about working as a researcher or a research engineer, to be precise?
when I was working as a researcher, I like to do new things every day. In a research field,
Yes.
you will find new thing every single day, every time. But sometimes it's not the way you will think about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Once I was stuck with the one problem,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be solved in a week, but
Mm-hmm.
I took 2 months, and I
Mm-hmm.
was so frustrated about that. And then I just took that apart, and I taken another project and working on that. And after some days, I took that back and
Mm-hmm.
worked on that, and it was solved fine.
So here is one more point that Anjali is emphasizing on. Sometimes it does happen that you get stuck with your work, and it's better to just back off a little bit and
Yes,
take some break, right?
right. Yeah, that happened. But researcher job is really good. Every day, if you are really curious about everything and whatever you are doing in a field, then researcher job is
Does it
really
get
good.
exhausted just to keep using your brain all day long, or was it not like that?
Uh, Sometimes it happens, but we had like a 2 to 3 people in a team,
Mm-hmm.
and we always do fun things and do
Okay.
research and play games and all that things.
All right.
We
Don't let
never
your employer know about it.
yeah, right. We never do only research. We
Yeah, sometimes you do have to relax, right?
Yeah,
At that point, like your mind gets reset, and then maybe you end up solving the problem that you were waiting to be solved for a really long time. That
right.
sometimes you just need a break, right?
Yeah,
But it's all in all, it's a fun job.
right. It's really good.
Hmm. That's good.
And your idea about posting the your proposal, it's a really awesome.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
Please,
I
guys,
never
do
ever thought.
that and let me know in the comment box whether it worked for you. uh, I would love to tell you guys about my journey. And by profession, I am a marketing specialist, but um, I have studied mechanical engineering and I have a master's degree in it. I've studied from University of Windsor here in Canada, and that had been a really good experience for me. I did took some subjects like technology entrepreneurship and sustainable smart city, where you practically have to think about all aspects, project managements as well. And these kind of subjects actually drove me toward technical marketing. And since then I was always interested in business, and that's why I chose this career path. And hopefully it will help me a lot in future as well. Would you like to ask anything?
Yes. So let me okay. मैंने विचारा question. So Dhruv, in your masters,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of project or whichever exposure you got with in the University of Windsor?
So my experience in University of Windsor was really good. I would say better than the bachelor's degree that I have got. And the only reason is because I've got a lot of freedom to choose the subjects that I wanted to study. And and I tried to learn all type of subjects. That's why I went from robotics to PLC programming. and sustainable smart city, where you have to have a unique solution that is patentable, and a unique project that can help the environment as well. That was really fun part during the studies. And technological entrepreneurship was one of them, where I had to end up making one really good business plan after considering one product, and have a presentation every single week in front of an entire class. So it was very interactive study. I was doing a lot of um, I was implementing, in a way, a lean startup methodology over there. So I was constantly talking with people and getting their feedback, and it helped me a lot getting out of my comfort zone, just because I have to talk to people, especially in here, because even back home I wasn't really a talkative person, and here I had to force myself to just communicate with people, and that's where everything started escalating, I would say. um, that's why I worked for so many different employers, just to get an idea about how the industrial environment works. And uh, and it was fun part. Like, I have worked from metallurgy. I have worked in a metallurgy lab, and
Uh-huh.
my first employer was a heavy equipment manufacturer, but it was back home in India. And the metallurgy lab work was really useful in order to understand the more in order to understand the more deeper essence of how the manufacturing process works. So guys, if you get a chance, always go first. Don't wait for someone else to do it and then learn from their mistakes. Sometimes it's good to make your own mistake and learn from it.
And
That's
what
what I can
about
say.
what about somebody have fear of the stage?
Yes, I
Then
do.
how can they
I
prepare?
I did had a stage fear a long time ago, but I got rid of it in a way that once you get really, really humiliated in a way that you don't
I
really
remember
feel it
that
anymore.
thing.
And I do remember during my school time, I had to um, talk on a particular topic, and it was my turn. And the professor asked everybody to be little, um, to have a little bit of loose attitude on the stage. Don't be so stiff. Maybe walk a little bit. And I remember, after speaking 3 4 lines which I crammed from the book, and I forgot everything suddenly. As soon as I started walking on the stage
Oh my
back and forth, I walked for 2 minutes, and I just sit down after that, and everybody was surprised what just happened during that time. So yeah, that was a peak humiliating moment for me, and it never happened after that. Like, I'm just free, I can talk in front of 1,000 people, no issue there. So that's how I am anymore. So I would just suggest it, just do it. Get humiliated, and then you are never going to feel that fear again.
Yeah,
Because what could go worse than that?
right.
I mean,
You have to face that.
exactly. It has to be that way. You have to get yourself insulted or humiliated in front of an entire class or your audience, and it just doesn't happen again. Like, it cannot happen again. It's impossible for your brain to replicate that same thing again and again.
Again,
So
yeah.
it's just going to give you an edge. The sooner you do it, the better it is for you. There are so many people out there who actually want to build a business, and the only advice that I would like to give them is, the sooner you start, the better it is for you. Don't wait. I'm not asking you to empty your bank account and buy all the asset that is required for that business. Just start slow, but start early. The early movers are going to win in that business. Not all the time, and that is a matter of discussion for some other episode. But for a new for these newly graduate people, maybe you are doing your MBA, or maybe you are just doing an engineering, or pursuing something else. It doesn't matter. If you are really into business, you better start like from tomorrow. That is what I can suggest. And the only reason you need to do that is you can count on your failures. There is a good chance that you are going to fail in your first, second, or maybe third attempt in the business. And the the only difference that it can make is if you have any mentor or anyone helping you out or guiding you for your business, or somebody who has done it before, whatever business you are into and you want to pursue. If somebody has already done it, then you might get some benefit, because you are not going to fail and learn from it the way he or that person did. But what you need to understand is that it is not going to be a smooth journey. You will fail eventually, because not every single business is going to be the same, unless you are just going to buy some franchisee, or you are just going to set up a shop. Even in that one, like, there are so many parameters which can affect your business and which can actually affect your success rate. So keep in mind that if you want to start a business, just do it early, or have somebody as a partner or as an advisor who understand that entire business inside out. We will talk about how to set up a business and what you can do and what you should not do
in next
in the future episodes. But let me just tell you my journey. I started with my product development business. By the way, before that, actually, I was working with one of my friend on a particular project, and we wanted to build a product out of that, and we wanted to actually have our own startup. It didn't go well, but there were various reasons for that, and both of us were inexperienced in the business in general. And after that, I started pursuing my own thing. I started with product development business, and I wasn't able to market it well, and that was the reason I failed and I lost money as well, just because I didn't had good marketing ability at that time. Then later on, uh, I understood that I need to study more how the industrial process works, and that is why I went for different jobs. And parallelly, I started studying marketing, and that really helped me build my confidence. And after working as a technical marketing specialist for one of the company, I was able to build that ability of marketing and selling any product or any service, which ultimately helped me to build Ice Age Technologies, which is my current business. We will definitely have one episode on what we do as a business and what kind of service we provide, or what kind of products we provide, and what are our future plans for that business. But for this episode only, we just wanted to introduce ourselves. But in future episode, we will talk about various topics, and you guys can get to learn a lot from two of the experienced people
yes.
who are actually working and thriving in the industry, professional industry. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Until then,
Please like, comment, and subscribe our channel.
and please share it with your friends. We will see you in the next episode. Our episodes are going to come every other day.
We'll try.
We will definitely try as much as we can. So till then, bye bye.
Bye.